Today, we will be replacing part of the seam tape on the stern of a leaky boat. First, you will want to sand off any putty or other things that will obstruct the seam tape. Then, use a heat gun to begin to heat up the seam tape to make it easier to remove. Then, use a knife to make a slit and begin peeling up the seam tape. Here, because we are only removing part of the seam tape, you just make the slit in the middle of the seam tape. You go back and forth with the heat gun and the knife to remove all the seam tape. You can also use some sandpaper to help remove the seam tape if it does not come off easily with the knife. You can then go ahead and place blue tape down to make sure that the epoxy does not leak over from where the seam tape should be. You can then go ahead and measure the amount of seam tape required and cut it. Make sure to leave a little extra tape on each side to make sure you have space to tape it down. We will mix 10 grams of resin. First, we will put that resin on the seam tape and then add some thickener to put it on the boat to make the seam tape stick better to the boat. Once you have gone ahead and put the non-thickened resin on the seam tape, you can go ahead and put the thickened resin on the boat. You now tape down part of the seam tape that does not have epoxy on it so that you can pull it tight. You can now go over the seam tape with epoxy to make sure that it is fully coated. Now, just wait for a few hours until it's dry, and then you can take the tape off. Now, use a knife to cut off the excess kevlar. Once you have removed all the excess kevlar and tape, you're done.